Good afternoon, boys and girls. Let's see if you can guess what we're doing this afternoon, Wednesday the 13th of January. I'm dressed as a Roman. Now, this is a traditional Roman helmet. It's very heavy. I know we did the Romans last term, children, but our question this term is a little bit different. And I thought I could actually do this presentation with this helmet on my head, but actually it's so heavy. I am going to hand it now to my trusty worker, who's Mrs. Bostock, who's going to take it off so I can carry on with the lesson because it's incredibly heavy. Okay, so we've got a quick question. This term we're going to be thinking, why did the Romans march through County Durham? Now, I know you're saying to me at home, we did this last term, we didn't do anything about County Durham. We learnt last term about daily life in Roman Britain, and we looked at lots of different aspects of how the Romans lived their daily lives. But this term, we're narrowing it down and we're thinking about local Roman history. So we're really focusing on the Romans in the northeast of England. And there's our key question that we're going to be exploring over the next few weeks. And there's quite a few artifacts that have been sent through, and that helmet was one of them, but it's very heavy. Believe you me, my head hurts. Okay, so what are you going to do this afternoon? We're going to record ideas using Roman artifacts, and we're going to construct some ideas about Roman life from those artifacts. Now, an artifact, remember, is an item, something that's been discovered, something that's been dug up by an archaeologist. And these are primary sources. And we talked about primary source last term. We talked about it being something from the actual time in history, that's something that's been dug up by an archaeologist and put into a museum as a primary source. We also said that a primary source could be a photograph of that thing that was dug up. That would also count as a primary source. You need to try and remember that vocabulary a little bit this afternoon, children. Okay, so this is something I found, and we're going to just start our lesson this afternoon by having a little look at this picture. Now you can see from this picture that this was taken at the archaeological dig, because we've got an archaeologist, we've got the tools they're using, the brushes and the spades and the containers to dig up all the soil. And you can see this photograph was taken just as the archaeologist found this container underneath the ground. It must have been really exciting to find, to be the person that found that piece of that artifact. I would love to do that. So what do you think it is, and where was it found? And well, I'll tell you, it was found locally. It was found in the northeast of England, and it's actually, we're looking at the shape of it and things. It's some sort of container, isn't it? It's some sort of container. But I'm wondering, how did it end up in the northeast of England? What does it tell us? Because that's what's important about finding these artifacts, that it tells us now things about the past. Okay, so it was found here, children. This is a map of the northeast, and you can see a few things that we were familiar with from our geography work. You can see here's Durham and Sunderland and Newcastle, and then I've arrowed Consett there, and we know if Consett's there, then Stanley is just going to be right next to Consett on the map. And the artifact on this page, this artifact there, was found here, where the cross is on the map, okay? Between these two small places, Holt Whistle and Hayden Bridge. So that artifact was actually found in the northeast of England, a Roman container. Okay, so when an archaeologist finds that, that's telling that archaeologist that there must have been a Roman village or a Roman town or a fort for the archaeologist to have found something buried in that place. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this afternoon to look at some other artifacts that I've given you. They're primary sources, they're photographs of those artifacts that have been dug up. And I want you to try and think about what is it telling you about history? What's it telling you? What's that artifact what information is that artifact giving you? So your task looks like this. There's mine, the one we just talked about, with the hand of the archaeologist as well. And it was found in the northeast. And then you've got a little section here that says, I think this is ... because I can see ... So I'm giving you like a stem sentence that you're going to explain. So I've done this one for you to give you an idea what I expect. I think this is some sort of container because I can see that it is shaped like a container or a bowl. It appears to have some decorations or drawings on it, and it looks like it is made from clay. Now it's very difficult to say, you know, I had to look really closely at that, but you can, if you look really closely, see that there's some markings. When that's cleaned up properly, you probably get to see the markings even more clearly. But what does it tell me? What does this information about this artefact tell me? This tells me that Romans in Britain used clay pots. Perhaps they used these pots to store items. These might be things like kitchen utensils, spoons, knives, or it could be things like small items of jewellery. So can you see, there's my artefact, there's my primary source, and then I'm thinking, I think this is, you're trying to explain what you think it is, but you're going to give me a reason, you're going to use a because, but then you're going to think about what is it telling you, and that's a really important history. Then I've got another one here, again, all the primary sources I'm giving you this afternoon have been found in this place here, all of them together, okay, they've all been found there. So the second one here, you can see there's the archaeologist's hand, and you can see that that person has got what looks like, I think looks like coins or some sort of money. You might have a closer look at that. So you would fill out those two boxes there for that one. Then there are two more here. This one's an unusual one. Some sort of face. Remember what we've already learnt about the Romans. You know, we've learned a bit about the Roman gods, haven't we? I wonder if that's related to some sort of god. And then there's this one here. If you look close, it's a little bit blurry because the picture was blurry when I found it. It is some sort of circular shape. It's not a shield. I know we did some work on shields. It's actually much smaller than that. And the clue, it's something that could go in something like a jewellery pot. So I wonder if you can work out what you might think that is. That's a little bit of a clue for that one there. Okay. Little challenge at the end there, children, as well. Do some searches and find two more artefacts, primary sources, that were found in the local area. Draw and write about each one. Make sure you think about what the artefact is telling you about life in Roman northeast of England. Okay. So I hope you enjoy that. Remember what we're learning. We're learning to construct ideas about life in Roman Britain from the artefacts. Think about what those artefacts are telling us. And our key question, remember, it's always important to have that key question at the forefront of our minds. Why did the Romans march through County Durham? And this is where we're starting. We're starting by looking at those artefacts, those primary sources that have been found in the local area. Well, have fun with that, children, and I'll see you next history lesson. Thanks very much.